What we are covering today are basically three things. First, I will give you five things that you need to decide when you are actually deciding on the name of your business. So, let's start with five things that we need to do while we decide the name of the business. First thing that we need to decide when we are deciding the name, we have to make sure that the name is easy to spell, easy to say, and easy to remember. We don't want to have a name which is so difficult for people to even remember the spelling of, or they can't even pronounce the name wrong. The name is the only identity your business will be having, so you want to make sure that the name is easy to remember, is easy to spell. A kid also can spell your name, or a kid also can say the name without error, and it is so easy to remember. Just like how Amul is, so Amul as such is a very big brand name, but they have made the four words into such a small word, and it's like just four-letter English word and three-letter Hindi word, which just makes it so easy to remember for everybody. You also need to keep in mind who the target audience is, who would be remembering the name of your business. So you need to make sure that it is easy for anybody to remember. Second thing that you need to keep in mind when you are deciding the name of your business is the domain name. So when you are starting the business, go and check online if the name is already registered, or if there is already another website. Even not if you're doing a business in India, but there is a website by the same name somewhere else in the world, you do not want to have that name, because then it will easily give clash of names when you are growing your business. And for other people, when they are searching for you, they might go at some other website. You don't want to do that. So always check that the domain name is available for the name that you want for your business. Another thing that you have to remember when you are deciding on name of your business is that the name of your brand could be different than the name of your business. So let's say you have a company, or you are running a business as proprietor, so it will be taxed in your own name, like Sonia Davar, but I can have another name. So as I have been giving you examples of my baking history since last 2 days, so let me just continue with that. So when I was actually baking, I had created a name of my Facebook page and my blog as Sonia's Delights. So I used to blog with the name of Sonia's Delights, and that was the brand name I was using. I was actually doing it in my personal name. So my business name was Sonia Davar, but the brand name I've always used was Sonia's Delights. The third thing that you need to keep in mind is to see if the social media handles are available. Now, I understand yesterday we were just at the idea validation stage, and you were like, Sonia, I'm not really ready that I would also want to go and publicize my business on social media. I'm not ready. I'm not at that level. But still, you want to see if the name that you're deciding has those social media handles available. The internet market is so crowded now that finding a name is the most difficult part in your business. So you don't want to have spend your time, your sweat, your equity in building a business, and then later when it is time for you to start marketing about your business, you don't even get the correct handles, or it is very long handle that you get. So always try and get the most easiest social media handle, and also make sure that you get a common handle across all different platforms, so that you don't have to tell people that I am available with this name on Facebook, but I'm available by of this name and official on Instagram, because Instagram, like, so many people there. So you don't want to have that. Even if you don't have any intention, go and block the names and make sure that the names are similar on all platforms across all the social medias. Fourth thing that you want to keep in mind when you are deciding on the name of your business is availability of name as per MCA website. Now we will go in the second part of our video where we will discuss about different structures of the business, and if you are running a company or an LLP, you have to go and compulsory do a name check. But even if you are starting as a solopreneur, chances are if the name is already been taken by another company or another LLP, you don't want to have the clash of starting your business with the same name. So always do this cross check with MCA website. They give names of all the companies that are available, and also do not give a very generic name for the business that you're starting. So just to give the same example that I have given in the beginning, I named it Sonia's Delights. I have not just named it, Happy Delights. So Happy Delights are like, it's so common that it doesn't even, show what the purpose of this name is. So when I added my own name, it kind of became very personal, and it's not a generic word anymore. So then you really want to also give some specialized character, or if you are keeping a very general name, then also give some kind of adjective to it to represent what sort of business is this. So just like we have a company called Wealth Cafe Business Advisors, so also Wealth Cafe is a common brand across all the companies that we have. We also use another adjective to it, that what this Wealth Cafe does is basically providing business advisory services. So you also need to see if you want to do combination of two different names, so to define or to describe the activity that you are doing. So check the name on MCA website. And the most important thing, which many entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, when they start out, they miss out this step. Not just women, I mean, it's across the board. Even men also do this mistake, is avoiding to search the trademark, whether the trademark of your name is available. Actually, I wanted to keep this point on top, but I want to keep this as the bottom line, because this is the most important step. This is the thing I want to highlight, that you cannot really leave it out. I had, like, personally have two cases where we were saved because we had the trademark of the name of our business. And secondly, I mean, yeah, both the time we were saved because we had the trademark, and second time also, just recently it so happened that somebody also started using the same website name, having the same Instagram name as one of the workshop that we run. So we always take the registration from the time we start business, or from the time we get into, like, we know that this is the brand name that is going to be that we are going to be using to market. So you can always trademark it. I can even go 2 layers or 3 layers down here, and I can tell you that what all things you need to trademark. So typically when you start off, your name of the brand is one thing, you have a logo of your brand, and the third thing that you, if you want to have, is kind of the tagline of your brand. So tagline also is a very important business asset, because it kind of gives the recall value for any brand. If I just tell you, just do it, right, you would associate just do it with Nike's brand, because the tagline has actually become synonymous with the brand. So you want to you want to keep a trademark for the name of the business or the brand that you have. You can even create the trademark of logo, the way you have written it, the way it is represented, so that nobody else can actually copy that particular logo. You can even go ahead and apply for a trademark on the tagline of your business. Or even if you are having any programs, you can trademark those programs names as well. So it's I can trademark actually can be another topic in itself, and I can go hours talking about it. But today I would not be going in even more details, and just make sure that you need to check the trademark. And if you have the resources and you are really serious about your business, go ahead and apply for the trademark as well from the get-go. So Niyati is asking, should we also buy the domain name? Niyati, really, I mean, as soon as you think that, yeah, this is the real business that you want to start, and eventually you would definitely have a website to showcase your product or service that you are doing, go ahead and block the website name as soon as you get serious about the business. I would also recommend you, many freelancers don't do that, and what they start doing is, abcbusiness at gmail.com, which is such a bad practice. I never recommend anybody to do that, because when you have a general email ID, Google is basically reading all your business mails. So if you are if you're working as a freelancer and signing a confidentiality agreement with your client that you will not disclose those information, you have already violated that information if you have a Gmail ID. So the first thing that you want to do is actually to register your domain name, and also get at least 1 or 2 email IDs. One should be your own email ID, just like I have sonia@soniadavar.com. It could be so simple for people to remember. And another email ID that you can have is support@yourbusiness.com, so that anybody who you want them to send an email for a help or any other thing, you can ask them to not send you directly. You can send it through the other email ID that you have. So at least have 2 email IDs and have a domain name as soon as you have a real business or a real thing going. You have decided that it is. So just to revise what we've discussed earlier, if you are going ahead with trademarking, you need to trademark the brand name, you need to trademark the logo, how it is written, and you should trademark the tagline as well, if that is like the final tagline. Even taglines also can progress with your brand, so don't you can easily get the tagline as well trademarked. And fourth is any program or any name that you are coming up with. It's more for a service-based business. So if you are giving your service a name and you want to make it like a service that only you are providing, go ahead and trademark the name of that particular service or program as well. I know, I can understand that it can get really overwhelming to get all of these things in place. So I have actually prepared a checklist which will give you all the steps that you need to take, and you can actually check off when you're starting a checklist. So you can go ahead to my website and download this checklist, and it will help you with all the steps that we have discussed that you need to take as a small business owner while you are starting up, so that you don't miss a small step. And the repercussions of missing any registration that is applicable to you are like really harsh. You have to pay penalty even for non-registration as well. So you have to save your cost on interest and penalties, and comply with all the things that we've discussed today. So with this, bye bye. See you tomorrow.